Welcome back to the World Trade Webcast. I'm Greg Sandler, president of ThinkGlobal.com, the B2B marketplace for global trade leads. This week on the World Trade Webcast, we're focusing on the digital marketer, 10 new skills you must learn to stay relevant and customer-centric. And we're back today with authors Larry Weber and Lisa Leslie Henderson to discuss their book. Larry, Lisa, thanks again for joining us today at the World Trade Webcast.
Thanks.
Yeah, great to be here.
So in the book, you talk about the future of social networks. What's your assessment of where the market is today and where is it headed in the future?
Well, we're really only at the beginning of social networks, and it's obvious where they're going. I've been studying these since 1997, actually, with the beginnings of things like Friendster. And you have a number of different directions they're going. One is the general social networks are going to be more micro-segmented. So they aren't going to be these giant mass media exercises like Facebook and LinkedIn. You're going to be drilling down into very specific topical areas. And so that's going to be very important to a marketer. Second, you're going to have a lot of what I would call different categories of social networks. So primarily business to business types, business to consumer, consumer to consumer. And that's going to be very interesting. You're going to also have highly visualized social networks so that, more and more video, more and more visual information is going to be circulated through these types of social destinations. And finally, especially for business to business audiences, you're going to see communities built around the specific businesses that we are running. So example would be IBM, who just built a closed community for CIOs of healthcare companies, filled with great content about what they need to know about the latest software in the health business. So that's where all the social world's going, and it's only going to get faster, more visual, more micro-segmented, and I think very engaging.
Well, certainly engagement seems to be driving everything, and we're seeing also that in this current landscape that there's been not only a huge disruption over the last decade, as you pointed out, even going back to the late 90s, but we've seen tremendous disruption of advertising itself. And I want to talk a little bit about something else you discuss in the book, and that's how disruptive digital advertising has been. And is it the new standard moving forward? And what are the implications of that standard in the context of what you just talked about, Larry?
Well, I think, and I know Lisa has some thoughts on this, I think what you're going to see is a lot more experimentation with advertising, like the native advertising that Facebook and others are doing. I mean, it's noted that we were doing advertorials decades ago, which is sort of what the native advertising is. It's just sort of content masks as an ad. But I think what you're going to see is more customized advertising. And I don't even think it should be called advertising eventually. I think it's really going to be messaging. It's going to be content connectivity. And it's all going to lead to some kind of better relationship that creates outcomes of sales and or votes or whatever outcome you would need. Lisa, your thoughts?
Well, not surprisingly, I pretty much agree with Larry. Digital is highly disruptive, and of course it's disrupting every industry, including advertising, because that's where the people are. They're in digital spaces, and mobile has this amazing capacity, not only for penetration all out around the world, but people carry their phones with them 24/7, and we can deliver these amazing experiences with touchscreen and localization. It's pretty amazing. But I think really, actually every traditional advertising vehicle has its digital component and is trying to make its way in the digital world. But I really think to be effective, it's going to have to enhance users' experience, not interrupt it. If we used old-fashioned advertising ways in these new arenas, which are not interruption-based, they're community-oriented and connection-based, I think we're going to ruin our experience. And if we represent ourselves as something other than we are, if we masquerade advertising for not being honest that we are creating this and not taking ownership for it, I think we can ruin the trust that we've set up with customers, and that would be a terrible thing. So as long as this new interesting native advertising enhances the experience, I think it has a real opportunity to become the standard.
Excellent points, and clearly, as you've both said all week, and as you point out in the book repeatedly, it's about the customer, and that's all our time we have today. We're going to talk some more about the digital marketer tomorrow. More information about the book can be found online. In the meantime, please join us for our final segment. And for our latest schedule of upcoming Think Global webcast episodes, subscribe to us with any of the links below and bookmark this page. All of our previous episodes can be found right here at thinkglobal.com/webcast. And thanks for watching.